Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at VSTAR Universe and see what's happening to the price of VSTAR Universe. See if it's becoming one of those sets which is crazy expensive and borderline impossible to get hold of, or see whether it's ending up a little bit more reasonable. And the answer basically is somewhere in between. You see, over in Japan, this is just a regular set. This is a regular set which is selling for a regular price. This is not a more expensive set. This is not a set for which you should be expected to pay over the odds. This is your ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill, high-class pack. That's what they call it. These, well, what I like to call A sets or mini sets, though it's really not mini. Things along those lines. You've got your main sets, things like Paradigm Trigger. And then you've got your extra sets, and your extra sets tend to come in at pretty much exactly 5,500 yen. That's just how much they cost. That's how much you're paying for these products. And 5,500 yen comes out at 40 US dollars or 33 English pounds. That is how much a booster box of this set actually costs. If you can find, and I know that's not an easy thing to do, but if you can find this set at retail, it is $40 or £33. That's how much a booster box of this actually costs. Although I do need to make this super clear, because I always get a few people who forget this. Remember that that's the price to buy it in Japan, and you have to get it from Japan to us. So obviously it's going to cost a bit more than that. But over on the Pokemon Center, it is being sold by a lottery sale. And over on Amazon Japan, who will ship it to UK, US, etc., and will do so moderately cheaply, it's a lottery sale. So you've actually got to apply online, and if selected, you can then enter the lottery, and jobs are good 'un. Unfortunately, I was not selected for the Amazon lottery, which makes me very sad. But fortunately, I was selected for the Pokémon Center lottery, although they will only ship to Japan. So if you're doing that, you need to set up a proxy address, which is not a huge problem. But then you got to pay the shipping, which is always a bit more from a proxy address. And you got to wait for it to get to the proxy address and then wait for it to be forwarded on. And it does get a little bit more awkward, unfortunately. But hey ho, you can't win them all. But yeah, not too bad. The thing is, if you're living outside of Japan, you've got your Amazon, you've got your Pokemon Center, you might have leads on other Japanese stores, but that's where it gets a bit awkward. So what if we don't get the best case scenario? What if we're not getting them direct from source for retail? Where do we go then? And the answer for a lot of you is going to be eBay. So what do we see from eBay? Well, we've got $100, $110, and $105. Although, really, it's $115 with shipping. So, that's not bad. And there are, if we look at the next free listings, they're all $100 free shipping. So, I think it's fair to say that if you're going on eBay, you're paying $100 for a box. And you'll notice that, the bottom one there, 267 of them are sold. It's $100 a box. It's a lot. Because shipping from Japan to the UK, it should be about 1,500 yen-ish for a booster box. That's about a fair price. So to the UK, and I don't know what shipping is to the US, I'm sorry, I don't live in the US. But to the UK, you should be paying about 7,000 yen, including shipping, which is £42. Or in US dollars, that's $50. So basically, this is roughly double the cost of the box plus shipping. And it's up to you to, one of those is literally listed as great price, because it's $1 cheaper than the others. And look, on the one hand, yeah, that's double what it actually costs. On the other hand, this isn't a set you can just walk into a shop in the US, Europe, etc. and buy. I mean, you can, depending on the shop. But only shops that have imported it from Japan. Pokemon are not distributing to shops in the UK or US or Europe. So it's all well and good saying, well, you can just go and buy them in shops. No, you can't, ladies and gentlemen. No, you can't. So outside of Japan, either you've got to import it from Japan, or you've got to buy it from somebody who has imported it from Japan. Awkward? Yes. $100? It's too much. But then by the same token, it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Can you find it any cheaper? And the answer is probably not, honestly. So $100, no, it's not cheap. Yes, it's probably the best we can do. Over in the UK, remember I said that with shipping, you should be paying around about £42 for this. Again, that's assuming there's no middleman, nobody marking up, etc. That's assuming you can find a box at retail and get it shipped for the actual cost, which is obviously borderline impossible unless you won the lottery and got one from Amazon. But just as a point of comparison, that is coming in at about £100. There's a bunch of other listings here, but there's 3 listings here in a row for $99.99. Essentially, you can buy this all day long on eBay for £100 or $100. Yeah. Again, it's about double. Bit more. Again, you know what? That's about what they're going to cost. And if we go and have a look at some reseller websites, if you can find them, that is around about probably what you'll be paying. Now, I have one box that I have picked up from a reseller. It's from Cardo Collectibles. They are hooking me up with one because they're lovely, lovely people. Not for free. I'm buying it, obviously. But I like Cardo Collectibles, and it's run by cool people. So, yeah, I'm going to pick myself up a box. And over there, if we have a look at VSTAR Universe, it's not in stock at the moment. Hopefully, they'll get more in. But they're selling it for £94. And you know what? That's pretty reasonable. With shipping, it ends up being somewhere in the region of what you'd be paying on eBay. But obviously, and I don't need to tell you guys this, but I'm going to say it out loud anyway. Obviously, buying from a respectable store with a good reputation is a better idea than buying from some random eBay seller. Obviously. So, the fact of the matter is, it's going to cost you about £100 to go and get a box of VSTAR Universe. Or $100 to go and get a box of VSTAR Universe. I'm aiming to give one other example over on Japan to UK, which is not a site I've used. I'm in no way, shape, or form endorsing it. I'm just using it as an example. I have used Cardo Collectibles and I like them, and I know the dudes that run it and they're cool people. I've not used Japan to UK. I'm just using this as just another example as a comparison. And you'll notice it's £100, plus then you'll pay the postage, so a little bit more than Cardo. But again, if you're buying from a shop with reviews, etc., that you can trust, rather than some random eBay seller, that's probably a good thing. Or maybe it's an eBay seller you can trust. I don't know. The point is, this is about your best bet to pick it up. What are we looking at in terms of price here? It's more expensive. Because you're not paying this much for stuff like Incandescent Arcana on release. That was the last high-class set that was released. Japan to UK was selling Incandescent Arcana for £75, which of course is less than $100. And if we're going to have a look at Cardo Collectibles, they were selling Incandescent Arcana for £60, which you'll notice is a bit less again. So hang on a second, aren't these shops ripping us off? And the answer is probably not, honestly. Because here's the thing, I've described VSTAR Universe as probably the best set ever, like multiple times. I've used that phrasing multiple times. And I mean it, incidentally. I do genuinely believe that this is the greatest Pokemon TCG set that has ever been produced. And I do think, incidentally, the VSTAR Universe will be a little bit better than Crown Zenith. I've done a video all about that. The fact of the matter is, this is going to be an amazing set. And it's going to be a very sought-after set. And the chances are that these resellers are probably not buying from a distributor over in Japan. They are probably buying from some kind of middleman. And what do you think the middlemen are doing when you've got a set as cool and as hyped as VSTAR Universe? Yeah, they're putting the price up, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, these shops are selling this for more than they sold the last high-class packs. But actually, that's kind of everywhere, I'm afraid. And you will see some shops like Cardo Collectibles do tend to be a little bit cheaper. That's essentially just them going, yeah, we're just going to basically take a bit of a hit to give you a better price. And that's cool, honestly. Is it perfect? No. Obviously not. I want to be buying booster. If I can actually buy booster boxes of this set shipped to me for like £40, I'd be buying so many of them. Unfortunately, that's not possible. So, yeah. Is the price getting ridiculous? No. Not like we've seen some other sets. Certainly £100 on release of VMAX Climax would have been an absolute bargain. But make no mistake about it, you are going to have to pay above the odds for this set, because that's the kind of set it is. Sorry about that. On the upside, it's absolutely stunning, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be worth it. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about all of this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus podcasts for answering all of your questions. You can join a Discord and chat with us and just generally have an awful lot of fun. Oh yeah, and get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Star of Dav, who's been a supporter of ours for a few months now and does seem to be a very lovely person. So thank you very much for the support and thank you for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross and you've been watching PTCG Radio.